So we've all been on a phone call talking about a transaction with somebody on the other side that is projecting very negative and unpleasant behavior. It's important for us to remember that although we can't control how others behave, what we can do is care for our own minds. And so when I said the unpleasant scenario, chances are somebody came to mind. So I want you to hold on to that thought. Hi friends, I'm Shayla. I am one of your contributors on Speaking of Real Estate. It's always our goal here at Speaking of Real Estate to empower, educate, and impact the real estate professional by doing that through one video at a time. So you can help us by liking, subscribing, or even sharing our content. That way we together can make an even bigger difference on our industry. One of my favorite Jim Rohn quotes is this: I will take care of thee for you if you will take care of you for me. Now every morning when I wake up, it's me time. It's time for me to focus on myself. Sure, it sounds selfish, but it's equally important because in our business, you and I both know that we're going to be yanked and pulled throughout our day and easily become the subject of someone else's emotional state if we're not careful. I've even had cooperative agents get so emotionally involved that they stop even thinking logically. And this is very dangerous. So I thought today would be great to take some time so we could talk about what our thoughts do and recognize how we can learn to transcend any situation. For years now, I've talked about abundance. It can be hard for some of us to grasp what that really is. So first we need to know that our thoughts matter. And so in order to create a life of abundance, we need to train our mind to think in very unlimited terms. And knowing that can help us understand that the quality of our world is directly related to the quality of our thinking. So if we're thinking with a very limited mind, our thinking is going to lead to a very limited world. And when we think unlimited, or when we think limited, that's a mindset of scarcity. So the opposite of limited is unlimited. Unlimited thinking leads to an unlimited world. When we stop placing limits on our thinking, we can really start visualizing through that lens of abundance. Limited or unlimited thinking, the choice is really yours. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, my thoughts, they're harmless. That is until you realize that those are the beliefs that you form from those thoughts. And so those thoughts and those beliefs are ultimately going to become the rules by which you play the game of life. So if we truly believe that it all begins with the way we think, then we begin to understand that our thoughts are going to rule the world. For that simple reason, that thought determines your feelings and your action. So we can think ourselves into happiness. We can even think ourselves into deep depression, into health or illness. Heck, we can even think ourselves into a peaceful mind or even raging theory. We can think it into a very narrow, limited world characterized by procrastination and paralysis. We've all been there. Or we can think ourselves into a very noble and creative life, the one that actions give shape and substance. If we only take care of our thoughts or feelings, our actions will ultimately take care of themselves. So we ultimately give others the fruits of our own thinking, just like the lady on the phone. And so if we are influenced by the thinking of those that we associate with, then we know it's important for us to make friends with people who have friends themselves who observe their thinking and are very careful with their minds. Because if you're around somebody that's chronically depressed, inevitably you're going to also have those negative thoughts. If you're around people that are constantly happy, productive, and creative, you are going to have remarkable similarities by the quality of that thinking. So by thinking, we create our individual and collective experiences of reality. And so if we change our thinking for the better, it is going to improve the quality of our own lives. And in turn, it's going to uplift everybody that's around us. Now it's time for us to think about our own thoughts. So when you find yourself thinking of a limited belief, take some time to write down that limited belief and rewrite it into an unlimited belief. Remember, the truth is that most people often don't progress because they place limits on themselves, which usually show up in the form of excuses as to why that they can't. So the next time you're in a transaction with someone who projects their emotions on you, what I want you to do is remember this video, take a deep breath, and remember that you too, my friends, can transcend any situation. Not everybody starts their day off with intention and gives their thoughts some thought. Onward in your thinking, my friend.